Last time on Avalon. Actually, let me make sure everyone's on.
Everything's working.
Okay. Tom, you in?
Yeah.
There you are.
What the heck?
Last time on Avalon with Alex the Human Wraith, Khurtin the Nafine Conscript, Ivan the Atlan Incantor, Nevo the Atlan Necros, Jack the Nafine Armorist, and Simon the Human Mountebank. Oh, man. Justice Fist finds himself commissioned.
Justice Fist.
Hold on, Daddy needs to drink his tea. Give me his.
Fumble. Excellent intro.
Ah, that's the good shit. Justice Fist finds themselves commissioned by an Atlan woman named Peace Brooks to discover what had happened to her brother Salween after seemingly he and the rural town of Flittermouse that he had moved to vanished from the thoughts and minds of everyone who knew of their existence. Upon hearing that this sudden mnemonic absence was tied to the arrival of the mysterious eclipse, and possibly even the presence of a shadow vault, Justice Fist set out to investigate. However, after a God, I am let me grab my glasses. God damn. Old man Storm.
Doing better than I would. I fumble over my words without even trying.
See, this is exactly why I'm needing to start wearing glasses during Tom's campaign. Seeing how horribly I was misreading my own character sheet. Alright. Lens cleaned. Lens. Alright. Okay, cool. After a lengthy road trip north, the group unwittingly stumbled into the memory-altering field of the presence affecting Flittermouse. Scouting ahead, Ivan and Buddy Bonesley, controlled by Nevo, stumbled upon none other than the Sunlight King himself, Anatar, accompanied by his General Sinye, bombarding some sort of invisible field with solar rays to no effect. Apparently drawn by the call of a black shard, Anatar frustratedly retreated for the time being, unaware of the fact that he was being observed from the bushes.
Dragon.
Curiously, while attempting to fight back against the mental anomalies surrounding the town, the group discovered that their dust blades were able to shield their minds from the memory-altering properties emitting from the town. And in addition, despite the fact that it was still only noon, Simon's blade Nailed was glowing with a deep crimson red mixed with gold, signifying that it had detected the presence of a powerful undead. There's Dragon.
Oh yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
No, undead, not dragon.
Yeah.
Signifying we found a dragon.
Well, I'm gonna give my glasses another once over. I'm an old man.
Oh, hey, Dragon, I have a new internet connection.
Hey, yeah, I think I was hearing you read that. Hope it's better for you.
There we go.
Fine now. My parents need to kind of relocate the dish.
Yeah.
Stay focused for me, guys, since tonight's going to be a super short. All right. So we turn off that jazz. We'll pick up where you guys left off. With the group in the car making their way down the road, their minds now a little bit clearer, and Ivan and Buddy Bonesley hiding in the brush. Alright, let me see here. There we go. Okay. As you guys are continuing down the road, here we go. Okay. So, you guys continued along down the road. Ivan, you eventually see the Justicar pulling on up to where you were hiding.
Rolls down the window. You just gonna sit there, or are you gonna get in?
Do they see us?
Do you even... Yeah, roll a perception check.
Oh,
Do you even see him?
I remember
that.
Or unless...
I remember this place is super foggy.
Okay, correction.
Our brains are super foggy.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no, Alex, don't! You're gonna run us over.
Oh well, I just drive right past you if you stay in the bushes.
I rolled an 8, so I probably don't see him. So retcon my statement.
Do I hear the car coming up?
Yeah, you see it coming from your vantage point. You actually see it coming down the road.
I will slightly... I will slightly bring out the sword from the bush that we are in, and kind of, like, show the tip of it to kind of, like, make it glint towards Alex.
Oh shit, that bush has a sword. No.
It's got a piece!
It's got a knife!
Alex, roll perception.
Yes, I see. You've encountered the legendary creature, the Heads Razor.
That was good. That was good.
I don't know if I can see the tip of a sword with a 4 or a 10.
Jack, you already rolled your perception, so we're keeping that
take a look.
8. So yeah, Dragon, go ahead.
Buddy and me already see it.
There we go.
I'll point it out to her.
Yeah, Nevo, you see, you kind of see Buddy's
Roll
butt.
Buddy Bonely.
You see Buddy kind of sticking his butt out of his brush. Khurtin, you absolutely see Ivan kind of like poking out from behind a bush with a sword in his hand.
Alex, he's in the bush.
What? Oh, okay. I roll to a stop in the middle of the road. Why is he hiding in the bush?
Couldn't say.
Oh,
I will.
let's roll down the window.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna pop out.
Rolls down window. So what did you find out? Now noticing him.
Do you want to hear the good news or the bad news first?
Just say it all as quickly as possible.
Bad news, Anatar is here, or was here.
Called it.
Great. Fantastic. Wonderful.
To be fair, you guys kind of already knew that because Nevo was relaying that to you.
Yeah, that's true. What's the bad news, or the good news?
The GM says, walking back into the brush.
I found this cool rock.
Okay. Get in the car, Ivan.
I moved in the car.
Ivan,
The dog, too, I guess.
Just grabs Buddy Bonesley by the collar and just yanks him into the car.
Why do I imagine you grab him by the collar and his head snaps off?
It's fine, just reattach it. It might be upside down, but that's fine.
Shit,
Jack's not a doctor.
Starts rolling us more slowly towards the barrier, question mark?
It is like an heat shimmer in the air.
A what?
Heat
A heat shimmer.
You ever
Never
seen
heard
when you're walking down like a black road and it's like super hot and you see that like watery shimmer?
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
I approach it slowly.
Alright. Drive on up. And you feel resistance as the car presses against the side of this bubble, this shimmer. It's like you're driving. It's like you're driving into a snowbank. You're still able to kind of push on through it.
It's just slow going.
I let her go gentle into it.
If you go gentle, it'll probably just stop.
Well, I'm just saying I'm not ramming it in there.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna comment.
Sex jokes.
Ba-da-da.
Yes, thank you, Venom.
Someone has to point it out.
But yeah, it feels like you're driving into Jello.
Alright.
Okay.
As long as we can get through.
Let me see here. Two.
I can give her more traction if need be.
Turn on the water mode.
Would that really help?
It says like Jello, so it might be a liquid.
I mean, does it
Yeah.
keep going
Let me
with a
look
high
over this
resistance,
thing.
or do I get through?
Yeah, it keeps going with the high resistance, even with it kind of like slugging down your car. Are you just like gently like letting off the gas, letting it roll into it, or are you giving it a little bit of gas?
No, I'm giving it gas.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
slamming on it or anything.
All right. As you
We're going at a moderate pace. We're going speed limit.
as you begin to push on through.
We're going school zone area.
Here we go. All
I
right.
just rolled up to nudge it to make sure it wasn't like solid, and then I gave her like gas to get us through.
All right. Let me check my notes real quick. As you get the front half of the car kind of through this barrier, there is a sudden, like the car shakes, like the transmission just came loose.
Whoa.
And as
That didn't sound good.
And as you begin to push all the way through, there is another loud thud. And as you're...
I wince both times.
That sounds expensive.
You see the hood of the Typhon is like rattling.
Oh no, that's bad.
Let me see here. I want everyone to roll a perception check real quick.
Never mind.
Oh no.
Perception?
Yes.
I'm
Go
historically
ahead,
bad
Tom.
at these.
You've got this.
I'm historically good at these, apparently.
Here we go.
Nope. Wow.
Well, disappointing for me.
You got a mid-roll.
That's, yeah.
There it is.
Wow.
Push
It is. Tom, you're very quiet.
Nope,
Wait.
just that.
Bruh.
Like, is it just me or is Tom very quiet?
Just
No,
a little.
I hear
quiet.
him.
Yeah.
He's always quiet.
I hear
Let's say,
him
what else to
fine.
do? Nah, seriously, it's all good though.
I think that should be a bit better.
All right, give me that. Oh, you did roll. Alex, Ivan, Simon, you three are a little focused on the car right now. Let's see here. Khurtin, Nevo, and Jack. As you get the moment you guys kind of pass through this glimmering heat shield, or this heat wave, heat shimmer. There we go. It was noon before. It was like midday.
Oh,
The moment
time distortion bullshit.
The moment you passed through that barrier, it's like twilight.
Oh, what
no.
the fuck is this time shenanigan bullshit?
Maybe the place is frozen in time.
Just raises a finger. You know, that actually sounds about right. I've been learning a lot about time magic.
He can't be that powerful, can he?
Can I?
Who?
Oh,
Big Mr. Big and Scary from who uses the sun? I mean, he can't pierce the barrier, so he's probably the one that didn't put it up.
And can I roll to see if this is some sort of time magic?
I mean, can I also roll that?
Arcana?
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was Arcana or Spellcraft.
Arcana. Spellcraft is to identify very specific spells.
Ooh!
God, my rolls are shit right now.
Simon has an inkling of an idea that this might be connected to the magic of what were they called? Moon vaults?
Shadow Vaults.
Shadow Vaults.
Shadow vaults.
Yeah, that's why Jack was interested in this job. Because he had some insane theories.
Jack, as you're kind of looking around, you're familiar with, or at least you're amateurishly familiar with your time magic. Freezing, speeding things along. As you were kind of like looking around, you look up into the sky, and you can see like clouds moving, and like there's a gentle breeze that's making the trees kind of rustle.
So it's just a barrier that somehow is distorting the sky.
You get an
in a way.
You get an inkling of that.
Huh. This ain't time magic, not that I'm aware of. If you look up, clouds are still moving. There's a breeze rolling. Place ain't frozen. It's more like the shield itself is creating a illusion on the inside, I guess. A false pretense of night. Or the opposite of what's out there, I guess.
Are our blades, is it related to how our blades are glowing, as if the moon was out?
Like, he just looks down and partially unsheaths his sword from its, scabbard. Just like looking at it, seeing if it's glowing.
Yours does not glow in particular.
Yeah, not all
Mine ain't glowing.
I'm
Alex
looking at
was
mine.
She's
not there to hear any of that. The driver's seat is empty. The trunk is up. Or not the trunk, the front, the engine, whatever is popped.
I'm checking my blade.
Ivan, yours does not glow.
Okay.
Yours does not have any abilities that make it glow.
Okay.
Yeah, the point is the magic only functions usually in the moonlight.
And Nevo, were you about to say something?
I don't think my blade's gonna glow. Oh, I should say Buddy's blade, since he's the one holding it, technically.
His does not have an ability that relates to it glowing. Simon's is really the only one that glows in the presence of certain dangers.
Yep.
It's like that, oh, wait, hold on. What's a good...
Like Sting or whatever?
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like that fantasy book.
Lord of the Things.
Lord of the Bling.
No,
Admiral
wait.
of the Amulets.
Shit, I actually had a list of books.
you can find it later.
Yeah.
Technically by this point, when
It would be an
The
idea in his
Opti-Out?
brain, at the very least. Because it would have served in the equivalent of the Great War.
Anywho,
It's kind of hard to write fantasy stories when your world is already fantastic.
no, they write a realistic version
man,
with only humans.
I can't wait for the game to come out. Bureaus and bureaucracies.
Alex?
Yep.
As you pop open the hood, here we go. That spherical magic engine you got underneath the hood, that thing is glowing red hot.
Oh, shit.
You hear this pop as the... let me see. I'm trying to remember how I described it to you opening on up. It has like this... the top kind of trifurcate. Yeah, the top kind of trifurcates. Like it's got these three lids that kind of come apart on it. You hear this pop as the three little doors kind of open up, and you see these... here we go. And you see where there was a mandala kind of around this central point where the Rheingold was being held. And you see where each of the little symbols for the elements that can turn into kind of pops up like a bunch of fuel rods. And there's just this loud burst of steam.
Ah, shit. Start fanning the steam away.
Followed by the sound of a tea kettle as the central compartment pops out.
Just Jack pops his head out the window.
Oh, don't mind if I do. And I begin making tea.
Jack pops his head out the window. What's going on?
Bad shit.
As you see this tin can sized object get shot out of the top of the engine, and it just kind of rolls onto the ground.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Shot out like a bottle rocket.
Quick, Alex, what does Alex see?
Does it look real
Good
hot?
Lord.
It is... it's smoking a little bit. It looks like it's kind of oozing.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe we should let it cool down before we even try touching it. Yeah. Looks like it severely overheated to the point of breaking.
Yep, shit. And I'm just like fanning it with a rag nervously.
Like an old smoke alarm.
Yeah, basically. I don't know how magic engines work.
Ivan's gonna come
I don't see any carburetors, dang it.
Just gotta change the solenoid, it's fine.
I guess Jack is gonna unfurl his wings and just like blow air with his wings at them.
I was gonna hand you guys my canteen of water because usually like getting the engine wet can cool it down.
Okay. Ivan, are you wanting to pour some water on it?
I'm not gonna pour water on it. I don't know if Alex would appreciate that.
Is that a thing you do to a car? I don't know things.
You
about
can.
engines.
You can. It's not the most recommended thing in the world, at least for a standard engine.
If it wasn't
But it
recommended.
can help. It can help at times.
Nope, she's not gonna take any chances.
For a standard vehicle, no, it's not a set. It can help. It's just not the best idea.
Yes, good.
Onto the counter.
Could I
I'm not gonna
possibly
pour water on our magic elemental engine.
Could I possibly roll anything to see if like putting the water on the car would help, like maybe Arcana or I don't know the point of it.
Engineering?
Like, I don't have engineering, it's a thing.
I do.
Yeah. You could, I mean, you can still roll it.
I don't see it on my sheet as a thing.
It should be on there.
I see disguise, escape artist, and fly. I don't
That's
see
the thing?
engineering.
It's under knowledge.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. Knowledge.
I have a
engineering.
dumb
so let's see what I
idea.
go. Let's see what I get. 19.
Better.
Okay.
Hey, okay.
I'm gonna give it a shot too, since I've been looking at it.
You know what? Fuck it. Might as well.
Everyone throws their
Engineering.
3? Really? Single
So
digits.
what does my 19 tell me?
Alrighty then.
This kind of makes sense for Jack.
Khurtin and Alex, as you guys are kind of looking at this thing, thinking about pouring water on it, you remember that if you pour ice-cold water on burning hot steel, it tends to warp. Let me see. As Ivan and Jack, as you guys are kind of examining this little tin can of a component, you're kind of talking with each other, like, maybe pouring just a little bit of water on it might cool it off. You're a little more concerned about how much it's leaking, though.
Yeah. Honestly, the water will help, but it's leaking. Ooh. Well, I don't know what the hell that is, but that ain't good.
It's kind of golden in color.
I'm still gonna.
Oh no, not the Rheingold.
I'm still gonna like pour water on the thing to just kind of cool
Slap
it
it
down.
away from the thing.
What are you doing?
You're going to warp the metal.
It will help.
Oh, it will warp the metal.
I have a stupid idea, and I don't know if it's gonna work, so here goes nothing. And he's gonna cast haste on the fucking orb.
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
He's gonna use ranged haste, so he doesn't have to touch the damn thing. I know he's got fire reds, but
Wait, I just thought of something.
just to speed up the process of it cooling down, I guess. Shrug.
Work on objects.
I don't know.
I'm gonna roll percentiles.
I mean, there's also improved haste, which can be used on things like a speed weapon.
Yeah, you should grant him percentiles.
Give me a second to think of what happens. Give me one.
Oh no. Well, this was either very stupid or very brilliant on my behalf.
As you cast your magic on this, thinking, okay, maybe if I cast haste on this, it'll reduce the time it needs to kind of cool on down, and your magic floats from your hand and encompasses this little component. It just kind of sits there. And then you see it twitch. And you see all this golden fluid begin to suck on back in to its little chamber. It shakes again, and you see it begin to unscrew itself.
What?
Oh
my god.
Stop it! Whatever you're doing, stop it!
Is there still like Rheingold?
by the way, I'm not even doing concentration on it. It's just one round. Or one round without per caster level without concentration.
Is there still like Rheingold leaking out?
All the Rheingold that was leaking out sucked back in. And there's this little top part of it that unscrews, kind of like the top of a water bottle. And you see this fall off. And Jack, what's your AC?
Oh no. Well, I deserve this.
Can I?
My actual AC
Can I try to? Can I try to intervene?
What would you like to do?
I had an idea. What if, as I'm watching it unscrewing, I can try to use telekinesis to grab hold of the cap and screw it back in?
Interesting. Your telekinesis.
Oh,
It would be a small object, at least a decent sized object. Judging
Yeah,
by the size.
I can lift weapon-sized objects now.
Yeah.
Here's what we're gonna do, because does your telekinesis have a strength to it?
It has a weight to it. Yes, it can be used to bludgeon things.
Okay. But contested strength.
If not, I'm gonna try to dodge. Depending on how high it rolls against my, I'm assuming, natural AC.
Here's what I'm going to do. We'll roll competitive caster level checks.
Hostile. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That works for me.
Caster of the car, 5. It doesn't have anything. So, roll me a caster level check.
How do you do that?
No, that Simon's just going to do that.
I'm holding Neled, which is a telekinetic based implement for me right now. So I believe my caster level would be 4. So you want a 1d20, or do you want my casting ability as well, or just my caster level?
So it's caster level plus your ability stat, if I remember correctly.
So that would be 4 plus 4, a total of 8. 11.
Oh.
Sag.
And you match because Car got a 6, and his caster level is 5.
Ugh.
So who?
Simon, you don't quite get the cap on this as it goes flying back, but what you do catch is this little glob of gold that leaps from the canister
What the fuck?
with 4 little pseudopods kind of squirming about, and you just have it hovering in midair now.
Oh, put it back, put it back! Put it back! Put it back in the can!
And what does it
What
look
the
like?
fuck?
It looks like a little, like, fist-sized glob of gold that's got these 4 little tendrils, like
Like
pseudopods.
it's come to life and it's attacking?
Like,
Yeah, I tried.
Or maybe it was launched.
I'm going to try.
It got eaten.
Is
if
this
I'm
Rheingold
successfully-
stuff like?
If I've successfully got it in what you would call a hostile lift, I can move it. What's my speed with telekinesis?
You could just
Can I-
walk over to it.
Can I, like, dive for the can and grab it to hold it steady? And the lid?
wait for what Gypsy's gonna tell me first.
Okay.
$20 feet plus 5 feet. 5 feet per 5 castle lifts. Yeah, so I've got 40 feet of movement for this round while I'm concentrate. Every round I concentrate on it. So with 40 feet of movement, I'm going to try to shove it back into the thing, hold it there, and be like, "Someone else get the lid on this."
Yeah, I was gonna say Alex can, like, grab the thing and the lid and hold it steady for him to shove it
I'm
back
essentially
in.
just like, "Stay in there," and someone get this whole thing. And if they do manage to get it back in, I'm going to try to yeet it further away from the shield. Like as we've been approaching the direction we've been approaching,
You pass.
as we passed through the shield, I'm trying to get it further away from that.
Okay.
Not like throw, like yeet as in move it my distance each turn
Away.
as far away as I can.
Okay. Let me see here.
And see if it stops struggling if I get it further away.
Alex, you dive for its canister.
Yep, and the lid.
You slap it on in there.
Alright, start screwing vigorously.
I thought you'd never ask.
Oh, jeez.
I think I know what we're calling this episode. Ins, outs, and innuendos.
And you give it.
We did get it in.
You get it on in there. It's like trying to wrangle a possum or an unhappy guinea pig into its cage.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
It's kind of cute.
Star.
Adding one to the counter.
Does it, like, it could have,
Sorry,
I mean,
Storm.
get
1 second,
pretty
Kit.
up close and personal with it. Is it, like, literally just, does it have any features, or does it just look like living mercury or
blob.
gold?
It looks like living mercury.
God.
And as you are just like stuffing this thing back into its little canister, it's waving its little pseudopods right at Jack.
But what?
You offended it.
Just looks so confused. Like, I honestly had no idea what was gonna happen.
Oh no, what if you imbued it with your haste magic and now it thinks you're its daddy?
God, please no. Jack literally shoot himself.
Right. Ivan?
He's not ready for that responsibility.
At this, whatever this thing is that came out from the car, can I roll anything to figure out what the fuck this thing is?
I'll let you do a knowledge of Arcana. See if you know anything about Rheingold itself.
Okay.
It's gonna be a high DC, though.
25.
Ooh.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It's weird.
You don't know terribly too much about it, since the substance is incredibly rare in Avalon. People don't even know where it actually comes from. But it does... The things that it does do, it takes on the most curious of whims.
Okay, so Rheingold possibly had the ability to become sentient.
I mean,
Is this the car
possibly
again?
has the ability to do everything. I mean,
No, this
yeah,
is
the Rheingold is basically the car.
Yeah, Rheingold can become sentient.
Cool. I'm just holding the lid on the canister now that it's screwed. Is
there any more like Rheingold just on the engine itself?
No.
Okay.
Is it still hot? Are my hands burning? Okay.
It's not burning. You feel it jostling around in there, though.
No. Stay.
After 2 rounds, the haste would wear off.
Siéntense.
Because I know I should know 3 rounds because it's, or no,
And,
I'm a quarter caster.
Can I now attempt to move it away from the field to see if that's what's causing this reaction?
What if it unscrews itself again? I'm afraid to
She
let
may
go.
be attacked by the goo of a car.
Car goo.
Honestly, we should probably just shove it back in its... Looks at the other, like, the part where the canister came out of that thing.
Do I think I can reassemble the parts?
You're not.
Once it stops fighting,
You're not too sure.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
We can't even call.
no, we're on our own here.
I was literally about to go into the car and look at the mirror, see if
It doesn't work without the Rheingold.
Come on.
The whole car doesn't work without the Rheingold. It doesn't have a normal
I think
engine.
Like part of the Rheingold is a thing. I don't think it's like the full Rheingold itself.
It's like the central core.
Let's take a look. So was this where the, based on my knowledge of mechanical stuff, is this the only place Rheingold would have been stored in this vehicle? In this small device? Or would it have had multiples of these? Or
It looks like that would just be its central place.
I have a possible stupid idea.
To go along with Simon's idea, Alex will start walking away from the car further in the direction he was indicating while holding the lid on.
yeah, so I essentially, what we'll do is we'll do a teamwork thing here. I will continue to concentrate on trying to hold the goo inside in place while she moves the object.
Okay. As you begin to kind of move away from the edge of the barrier, I'm going to move you guys on over.
Map!
Oh!
Map, it's map, it's map. Oh, that's rubber.
Ooh,
Zoom in.
there you go.
This is
Oh, where Storm's pinging over here.
Do an icon for the car.
I put all of your icons down at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, like over here.
Okay.
I also wanted to try something.
Go ahead.
So we're worried about this triangle, like, popping the lid off again, correct?
Seems like it, yes.
I'm gonna get out my cello case and put it on to where that cap area is.
I mean, she's holding it right now.
Yeah, it's
never
not
Oh,
like
do you mean
sitting
the
on
cap
the
area
ground
on
or
the
something.
engine or the?
Yeah. Where the cap is on the engine, like, kind of put a weight
Where,
on...
but like the place where it was, in case there's something else that wants to come out.
Yes.
I gotcha.
Basically to have, like, an extra weight on it.
Might still be very hot under the lid.
Yeah,
Careful.
it's the metal that was composing this engine is still glowing a little bit.
Yeah, you're gonna cook your cello case, buddy.
It's not a bad idea. What if? I mean, I guess the car doesn't work. All right. I guess could someone see if the car is completely inoperable now?
I was gonna check...
You know what? Jack will go.
Ivan's got this. Kit's been trying to do that. Kit, you go on over. You start turning the key. Nothing. You start playing around with the stick shifts. Nothing. Tappity tap at the mirror. Well, you smudged it up now.
Yep.
Nothing's working.
Put it in neutral. You guys start rolling it in.
You can put it in neutral.
He can't or can?
Can.
He puts it in neutral.
Better than having it wait here.
Start pushing it. Maybe we can find a spot off the road we can hide it.
I guess we'll... I park it next to a house.
Alright.
Or something.
Or I have a better idea. Put in, like, a large brush or something.
If we find a good spot. Gotta push it first.
We all just like grab like hold of the fucking... Oh, I have an idea. Why don't we put the ooze, the gold noodle in the cello case? That way it doesn't escape if it gets out of its cage.
You know what? I actually have a good idea for that. I will actually
I
pull
can
something
also
out
just
of my
cast
case.
slow on it.
Maybe stop casting things
Okay,
on the
I
rifle.
actually have an idea. I'm gonna pull something out of my cello case.
Okay.
I am going to pull out my pot iron. Because I imagine there is a lid on it.
Your iron pot? Yes, it does come with a lid.
Okay, I will ask Simon if he can put it inside of the pot.
Is it watertight?
It's a pot.
Yeah.
Fair point.
I mean, I boil pots of stuff over all the time. They're not exactly watertight.
Yeah.
It also has a lid. I have other ideas for this.
What's your idea in full?
Put the thing in the pot. Put the lid over the pot. And then tie up the pot with my rope.
And then shove the pot in the cello case. Brilliant.
And then put the cello case in the trunk.
Yeah.
Then bury the car.
And buy a new one.
Then we bury the car in a shadow hole.
Forget it.
Cause haunted. Cause haunted.
Fine, forget it.
Oh man, wouldn't it be really cool if like Alex could possess the car and move it?
I don't think I can do that.
Oh wow.
So, what do
I
you guys
suppose
think?
one
Do you
day
think
your
that-
abilities might develop in that direction,
what-
maybe.
I was about
So
to
what do
say
you
you're an
guys
engineer and
think?
whatnot, so it would work. Go ahead, Kit.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can only possess things that have, like, chemical processes going on in their meat parts.
Fair enough.
But, yeah, what do you guys think?
I mean, it's not a terrible idea.
Just like,
So,
Following.
if you
So,
put
yeah,
water in a pot with a lid on it and then turned it upside down, like even if it was tied closed, wouldn't it leak? And Rheingold is like basically liquid, is my worry.
I imagine it's more like oil.
That which is also.
I mean,
liquid.
from what
That
it
would
looks
also
like,
leak.
from what Storm said, it's like the size of like a fucking hamster or a fucking guinea pig. It's
about-
probably not.
The Rheingold is flubber.
Yeah,
It's
fair.
become flubber.
Okay, fine, forget it.
Oh my god, it is Flubber.
It is flubber.
Lol.
What are you
From
talking?
the hit moving picture by Bob and Williams.
Okay, wait.
What are you-
I haven't.
No idea what you guys are talking
God.
about.
Okay, wait. I
Such a dated reference.
Wait, I have
Flubber's
another
good,
idea,
though.
possibly. I'm gonna pull out my canteen
Okay, that might work.
and pour out the water.
Like, can I feel it like trying to unscrew the lid again?
Every once in a while.
I personally think that the pot is a better solution.
I mean, I think it's just going to ooze out around the seams in the lid. And
Are you-
effectively
are you-
trying to unscrew the screw top.
Are you guys having this conversation while you're going down the road, while you're pushing the car?
I'm imagining myself walking backwards with the canister between my hands. I assume you guys are pushing the car.
Oh, I'm not. I do not
Okay.
have the strength for that.
No, I'd help
It's
pushing it.
teamwork, dude.
Yeah, I'd be
It takes
pushing
one
the
of you to
car.
do it.
Work, servant!
I wouldn't. I would barely be doing anything. I have an 8 strength.
You get to drive the car while it's in neutral.
You steer it.
Sure.
Make sure it doesn't roll off the road.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't know if something with a screw top is going to work. I can just keep holding it until the engine cools down.
I guess I just emptied my water bottle for nothing.
Well, good
Wait
thing there's a
a
river right
second.
there.
That is not healthy.
Yeah,
Ah,
moving
moving
water.
water.
It's not too bad.
But fish fucking it.
Oh,
Now you ruined it.
a little bit
Did-
never hurt anybody. It
Dun-dun-dun.
only impregnated another fish. Or, eggs and whatnot. Weird topic. Let's move on.
As you guys continue on down the road,
Thank you.
I forgot I still have Cookie's key ring.
which one?
Oh.
Cookie or cookie?
See,
Yes.
You guys continue on down the road. I'll get us back on track.
Please.
Before eventually clearing the forest line and entering into a rather small looking village. Old rustic farms, barns everywhere, lots of farmland.
Ooh. Oh, could we get the original music back? It would be perfect. for
Oh.
this.
Oh.
Yeah, the original intro music. Old Western.
Lonesome West, is this one it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. Thank you, Jess.
Did we see anywhere along the road that would be a good place to stow the car?
There's still this green area right over here is still just a lot of tree line. So you could theoretically stow it on in there. Sort of a foresty area.
Like a ditch or anything.
A ditch? You didn't really see a ditch or anything.
Yeah, trying to avoid those.
Yeah, I feel like you'd probably be like in front of the car with like sort of guiding freaking us. Like Ivan, yes, he's steering, but it's like you're looking out for like any like potholes or whatever.
Yeah, like if I see a good place that has like some brush and stuff, we could pull it in.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of that.
All right, I'll like wave us through like an air traffic controller.
Back it up. Back it up. It's good.
Did somebody say air traffic?
No, I didn't say that out loud. Yeah, so we push it into some bushes.
Alright.
Maybe put some fallen branches over it, not near the white hot
bush?
engine, but can't fire anyone.
You join your brother in his quest of forest arson.
Oh, please no.
I thought you were gonna refer to the other brother and be like, "Oh no, I don't want to explode."
No, not that one. The stupid brother.
Oh,
Tom gone.
Tom left.
Sorry, I was just having trouble with my roll 20 here for a second here.
Ravik joins the party.
Arguably, the brother that exploded was pretty stupid too.
I'm talking the really stupid brother. Anyways, you get the car stowed away.
Okay. So you're gonna hold on to refers to the canister the whole time, or?
I mean, we can wait here for the engine to cool. We can scout ahead a little bit, or we can try to figure out some other way to contain this. I don't know. Waiting or scouting sounds good to
I
me.
may have an idea. Let me see if I have something. Fuck, no we don't. I thought we had a shovel in our...
You got rid of one of your shovels. I think Nevo.
I think Nevo. Yeah, so I'll look at Nevo and ask, like, maybe we should just bury the canister?
It can leak into the dirt.
It has dirt to also pull out while it's twisting.
I still like the idea of shoving it into multiple canisters, that way it can't leave easy.
Whatever
How
you
hot
say,
does the
it's not-
engine still look? Storm?
What was that?
How hot does the engine still look?
It's still smoking a little bit. It's not quite as glowy as it was before.
Better not fully cooled.
I mean, hey, let's talk about something else, like how we're going to approach this village, huh? Anybody got any ideas for finding the shadow vaults?
I have an idea of how to approach the village.
All right, shoot.
We go left foot, then right foot.
Okay, wise guy, are you just going to walk up to the first person you see, or are we going to observe them from a distance? Come on now.
I say we just make ourselves known.
Yeah, see what the hell's going on. I mean, if big, blasty and scary out there can't get in, I suppose we're kind of safe.
Except
The
for
first
maybe
thing-
the undead that might be here.
The first thing we should try to ascertain is if anyone even realizes something is wrong.
In the village?
Yes.
Wait, I may have... Hold on. Jack, could you not fly up and give us bird's eye view?
He opens his wings. Yeah, I guess I'll scout.
Make sure that they're not all zombies.
Good idea.
Fair enough. It'll be a while. My flight speed's kind of slowed when I'm weighed down by my armor.
I'm not, like, asking you to, like, fly around the town. I'm more asking you to just, like, fly up and kind of look around the area.
I mean, I doubt that... Unless if they got, like, really long-range weaponry, I doubt that they'll be able to hit me.
Anatar was...
Yeah, but he's outside, so that's why I say we're quote safe.
No, he was inside.
No, he was
No,
outside.
he wasn't.
I thought he was inside.
No,
No,
he was trying to
blasting
Can't get
the
in.
barrier.
Oh.
He's pacing
Yeah.
around the outside like an angry tiger.
Yeah. Angry sunlight king. Angry sun god noises.
Jack, you fly on up.
Anyways. Yeah.
All right, roll me a perception check. Let's see what you see.
Oh boy. Heh. 18.
All right, not bad. You see some people out farming, working the fields. I'll just say this right now. It looks like an Amish community.
Oh,
Oh. From the dawn till dusk, huh? Alright. I assume I see the more populated area over here, yes?
Yeah.
From my distance.
Town is
Also,
divided
like-
by a river with what looks like a bridge that's able to like separate itself so boats can go on through. But yeah, it looks like there's a large like town center sort of area.
Alright, I'll fly over this area and see if I see like more people.
Oh yeah, active little town.
Okay, then I'm gonna fly back and come in for a landing and just, well, it seems to be a very small rural communities. I think they're other humanoids that will live out in the sticks refer to them as the Amish. They don't seem to be bothered, nor do they seem to care about the change. They're just doing their normal day-to-day lives, it seems. So it looks like even while the barrier's up, they don't seem to care. At least, I didn't ask. I didn't go in for a landing. I just simply observed. There's not going to be an easy way to get to the other side of the river. That's beyond the tree line here.
Not without the car.
Well,
You
there's a bridge.
Yeah, there's a bridge there.
I was.
But it's one of those like weird floating bridges that splits apart to allow
It's
ships through.
It's still connected. Like they only
so it's like one of those rotating bridges.
yeah. So you can
Next
so you can still get
for
a
Amish.
I mean, shrug. Steampunk bullshit.
Okay, so does it like look like there's a barrier from this far in?
No, not really.
It
Yeah,
just
to us it looks like
it's
night sky.
even.
Looks like dawn or dusk.
Dawn.
Huh.
Dusk. Something.
Sometime. I guess
Maybe they don't even know.
Yeah, that was my hypothetical theory, observing their day-to-day a lot, at least some day-to-day activities.
Admittedly, you just saw people just kind of walking around town.
Yeah, again, was simply observing, didn't ask.
Ivan will then look at the group and ask, like, I mean, a few of us could go out and ask some questions.
I mean, if you want to ask the farmers up ahead, you go ahead. I can go to the main town, skip the bridge.
Ivan's actually gonna ask Alex a question. So that smoke form you have,
Yes.
does it allow you to float?
Yes.
So you could go with Jack across the river.
I can only do it for a little while, and I'm pretty susceptible to the wind. I could go inside of him and cross the river.
Please rephrase that.
No.
Okay,
I could go
she could
inside
enter
of
your
him
body.
and cross the river.
She could insert herself through your orifices into your body.
Rephrase that.
How windy is it?
Not terribly.
Okay.
There was some terrible turbulence.
You know she
Listen.
only.
I honestly think that, like...
You know she only gets like a round per day of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm up to a
that.
few now, but yeah.
But, I will look at the rest and I'll be like, I think that it might be best if me and Khurtin go up. Not sure how well this community would respond to it. Ah, fuck, why am I forgetting his name? Nevo.
Looks at Nevo, looks at Ivan, looks at Nevo, looks at Ivan. Why?
Points to dog.
Just leave the dog there.
Yeah, he doesn't have to come.
He'll be none the wiser.
She? It?
It? Question mark.
As long as Nevo doesn't bring up necromancy, I think we're okay.
I mean, you can just not mention it, right, Nevo?
Shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, you're just a humble gravedigger. Pats him. Oh, wait, puts my hand back on the lid, never run.
Rattle.
Oh, shit.
Violent screeching noises.
How well would I know, like, how well would I know about, like, this type of community being with, like, outsiders?
Knowledge of
History?
culture.
Oh boy.
I don't know anything about these people. Oh, how would you... Wait, how would Ivan know about the culture of rural Vinigovi?
I think that'll be a knowledge local. Because there's no culture.
Oh, that's right. Knowledge local. That's right.
Thulian.
Man, a 3? Are you kidding?
Oh my god.
Nat 1 from Ivan,
Wow.
and an 8 from Jack.
Jack,
It's all of your hands. Single digits only.
Jack, you don't know nothing, man. You're from the city, man. You don't know anything about these country bumpkins.
I've heard bits and pieces, but that's about it in passing.
Nevo, as
So what I know is what I know.
About them.
Nevo, as you try to think of something real quick, a cicada comes and flies into your mouth.
I didn't roll.
I lived in a rural community.
Same here. I should know, but I guess this one's...
Oh, I didn't even see Kurt.
Nah, 10 is...
There we go. Okay. I mean, I'm trying to think of what the actual term I gave them were.
Amish is what you just said.
Yeah, Amish, but that has Earth origins. That actually... Not Luggite.
I mean, more
Luddite?
depends, like if they're just friendly or somewhat hostile.
I mean, they're friendly. They're very... You know them to be pretty religious.
Yeah, but I believe, like, in the real world, some Amish culture are not super great with outsiders.
Yeah, they may be a little bit xenophobic.
Not usually.
Would I know anymore?
With
I
a
think it depends on
16...
which Amish community you go to is a thing.
Oh yeah, like some of them are happy to see outsiders because they bring new products in and whatnot.
So, I'll answer your question, Alex, real quick, and then we'll take a super quick break, okay?
Okay.
So, with your 16, they usually enjoy kind of just a simpler just way of life, kind of away from the big hustle and bustle of cities, simpler technology. You know that they worship Elia predominantly, in particular the teachings of Tiber Mons, one of his prophets.
Who is Elia?
Alright.
Who is Hypermon?
Elia,
That's one of the 5, isn't it?
yes, Elia is the virtuous god, and Tiber Mons is one of his main prophets.
I relay this information to y'all.
Avalonian Jesus.
Avalonian Jeebus Christ.
So saying Tiber Mom? Same as being like Jesus Christ?
Basically.
Would
What is it?
I'm going to reach into the back of my just to see
Take
if
that.
Simon remembers his old religious school when he was a kid teachings. If he knows anything that would offend the are these people anti-technology? Is this set of the religion? Does this have any strong opinions that need to be danced around? And so I'm going to roll to see if I
Is
recall
me
any
wearing
of that.
pants gonna be a problem?
Hussy.
Unless it's very obvious, I don't remember.
Can I also roll religion possibly?
Jebediah, turn your eyes away from the ruby-haired slut. Simon,
This heathen.
you are part of a completely different sect.
This crimson hair harlot.
You know what? Oh, for fuck's sake, why not? Ha! I know more about the religion than I do the people.
Yeah, that's not surprising because this particular religion is kind of
Wide versed.
yeah. Let me see
I know more
here.
about Jesus than I know about Amish.
Fair.
This.
I mean, he's kind of a big deal, so.
He
That's
is
really
the
smart.
big deal.
Let me see here. What would you guys know? These particular sect try to keep the swearing to a minimum.
Shit.
Damn,
It inflames the tongue. No work on Saturdays and Sundays.
Who knows what day it is in here right now?
Let me see here.
Gonna have to get a swear jar out for everybody.
Here we go. Okay. Do not consort with demons and devils.
No.
Jack might be a problem then, because he's got horns.
Yep.
And you will revere Elia above the rest of the five.
Okay, so no difference. Well, that's
How
an
deadly
issue.
would they react to Jack? It's a question.
I mean, perfectly fine. He's a natural part of the... He's a natural race within Avalon.
Yeah, to be fair, they may have had like one or two
Honestly,
people possibly
No.
amongst them at some point.
Nafine actually popped up around the same era as Typermons.
Hey,
Ah, so this is fine.
not like a
They might have a... Yeah. They might have
What?
They might have a few interesting words for you, but nothing too harsh.
What is
Oh,
your view
so
on
racism, it's fine.
They're more likely to call you gullible, or think that you're gullible than anything.
what is their
Really? Huh, okay, sure.
what is so you said they're anti-technology. Was there a view on like
Not technically anti-technology. They prefer simpler methods.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But my question was more what is their view on magic?
Magic's a natural part of the world. It is a gift from God.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
Seeming more reasonable.
So would they prefer magic more to be like the holy man's work?
You know that they would consider... They would only call it magic if it's being used for evil. Otherwise, it's a perfectly blessed miracle.
Nice.
All right.
Subjective. Are the pants gonna be a problem?
No.
Okay, cool.
Gotta wear pants, dang it!
Were we going?
Hide your ankles, harlot!
Were we going to take a quick,
Pants
Yes.
not gonna be a
little break?
problem? Oh, I see.
Right.
I am going to set the timer for a break.
Okay, I'm going to go use the
Pants
restroom.
are-
Grab it.
Pants are not going to be a problem. Oh, I see. This place is pants optional.
Just rips off your pants. Just like, I'm going Stark.
Blue man, please hide your wedding tackle.
You know,
Refilling my tea.
since we're taking a break right now, I can actually fill in a few like small bits and pieces. Yeah, especially out like where my cottage is. There's a couple Amish communities. They're very, very nice people. They're just a little quiet at times.
I really wish that we could just play Amish Paradise right now.
Oh, the copyright strikes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We get copyright strike from both Weird Al and I believe it was Julio.
Is Weird Al even still alive?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I
still
went to like, or I didn't go.
Yeah, I think he's
but I
on
was
TikTok.
going to it. I had my panic attack like when I was going to his concert.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how old the guy is.
God, I'm not that
I want to
old.
say that he's like in his 40s.
Yeah, 40s or 50s, I'd imagine.
He's younger than my dad.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. He is older than I thought. According
See.
to Wikipedia, he is 62.
Whoa!
Still younger than my
Oh,
parents.
Jesus.
Born
Yeah.
in 1959.
He
Ha.
was all the rage when I was, you know. Anyway, yeah, he's not death old. He cameoed on My Little Pony just a few years ago.
No, I know that. He's cameoed in other cartoons like fairly recently as well.
Yeah.
He's all over the place.
He's done a lot more voice acting as of recent.
Yeah. Pretty easy to
Beloved
do
Al.
when you're getting up in there, older in age, I guess.
I mean, the last concert I
recognizable.
saw of him was
Mhm.
really freaking good because that was a concert where he had like a, I want to say it was like a 75-piece classical orchestra.
Hot damn.
Yeah. It's hard to organize.
Man's a wizard on the
Yeah,
accordion.
that was like 2018, I think.
God, how old was I
Anywho.
when I first-
God, it's weird to think about that 2018 was 40 freaking years ago.
Yeah. It's been a hell of a time.
It's been a hell of a 2 years.
What's the first grade that you go into outside of elementary school? What's the first middle
First
school
grade?
grade?
That would be 5th grade.
5th or 6th.
Oh,
grade.
yeah,
Depending on
5th.
what
Oh,
school
you
How
mean
old are
middle school.
fifth
Yeah, that would be
graders
5th grade.
usually?
Like,
Since I was 18, or yeah, I was 18 when I was graduating. That'd be minus 5 years, so 13, 14-ish.
12, 13,
Yeah, I was gonna say like 13.
14 if you're on the late end.
Then I was
Yeah.
14.
I
guess.
mean, to be fair, I did not know what middle school was until I went into freaking high school. That sounds weird. The reason is because I've always went to like 2 classroom schools where they separated everybody from like 1st to 4th grade to 5th to 8th grade.
Yeah, it's not like
Probably 13,
bigger areas.
14 when I first tried
Yeah,
it out.
like
'Cause my
okay,
theater
this is-
teacher was super into showing us music videos by him.
Nice.
yeah.
Mm.
My until I went to high school, my largest class size was like 3 my graduating class. My like 8th grade graduating class was like 3 people.
Yeah, mine was 3 people
And then
also.
the entirety of the school itself was like 20 kids, I want to say.
I mean, to be fair, graduating requirements nowadays are a lot more hiked than they used to be.
Oh yeah, no.
I used to
Especially
go to-
with like things like regents exams are an absolute ass nowadays. Like Regents exams were bullshit for me because they ruined a lot of my grades.
I just remember my my dad talking to me about like high school graduation and like the part where you have to take like a second language course for like a few years.
For us, it was 1 year of a second language course in high school.
Okay, yeah, maybe it was 1 year, but my dad has always been of the mindset that if you go into like, if you learn like programming or something like that, that should be considered your second language.
For
different.
When we were given the option to go to Harkness classes, we could either choose like English, math, or science to get out of to count as our credit for taking that class. When we were given the option, I chose math, which was because I really didn't want to do after advanced maths, because the next one was going to be geometry and then like calculus. I'm like, no, fuck that.
I want to get into math, but I want to get into programming, but I suck at maths.
Honestly, you really don't need to know all that much of math. It's just more code than anything.
Okay, I played a freaking coding game, like, today, and I felt so stupid in it because I didn't understand nothing of it.
If you really want to get into...
learning.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Honestly, get yourself QB64, the basic and most easiest programming program. It is...
I was playing a game called Exapunk.
I don't know what that is.
Entirely accurate.
It's,
You guys want to hear something funny?
Sure.
So I went to one of those like super crazy small schools for like 3 years in middle school, I think. And the middle year that I was there, somebody else joined our grade, so there was 4 people in our grade total, and they had, right, we were streaming or whatever, they had the same name as what my real name is, so in half of our entire grade had my name.
Lol.
Which is a funny fact that I could tell people for a while.
For a while at the school that I work at, we had like 1/4 of the girls there was named some variant of Mackenzie. And so
Yeah.
And so you would have like teachers calling them, it was like, hey, Mackenzie's coming on up. All right, which of the 75 Mackenzies is this? Mackenzie K? You're gonna have to be more specific. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of people, even in my grade, that shared similar names during graduation. Thankfully, they were smart and did first and last name.
Thankfully, in my case, most of them graduated.
There was some kid in my grade. I don't know who the hell decided to name their kid this, but they have the exact same first name as my last name. Spelled exactly the same way. And whenever I had gym class, in, I think it was like junior/senior year, my gym teacher would call out that last name, and I literally look up from my tablet, because I was sometimes like either like writing things down or just doing like games on my tablet, like in the when he was doing attendance, like before as people were showing up. He's like, I'm like, who? And he's like, the other one. I'm like, oh, okay. I just went back to what I was doing. Then he called my name immediately after, because my name would be next, because alphabetical order.
Gypsy, are you back? Nope.
So, funny stories all around.
There we go.
I mean, my middle school was honestly my worst part of my school life, because I had my cousin. I had my cousin as my teacher for all up until I graduated, and that man was not equipped to work with a special needs or like someone with an IEP.
So, okay, so
Yeah, I mean,
Kit, it's funny you should say that, because while I was still a substitute, I ended up subbing one of the classes that my cousin's kids was in. Problem is, I hadn't seen her in so long. I walked into the classroom and they were all gathering around because we were learning about ancient Egypt. I just remember looking at her like, wait a minute, I know you. Wait a minute, is so-and-so your dad? Yeah. Oh shoot, you're my cousin. And then her face like perked up so big. And then our next little family meeting, oh god, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she came up to me and she was like, I remember you. I was like, yeah, yes, I subbed your class, didn't I? I was like, yeah. Was, oh.
God. Weirdly enough, my
cousin teacher.
My best year of school was actually my second senior year.
Hello? Hello.
Oh.
You ready?
Hello, Gypsy.
Alright. I'm gonna get the timer restarted, and then once it goes off, then we'll be done for tonight.
Okay.
Woohoo.
How long we got?
1 hour.
Gotcha.
Okay. So we'd be done by 2-ish.
Okay.
Because it's almost 1 a.m. now.
Oh, okay.
We got 7 minutes to 1, but yeah, pretty close.
I was planning on stopping this at around like 12:30 at the most, but I figure it'll give us a little.
I mean,
we still got to.
It's okay. At 12:30 is okay.
So, add on one little thing.
I'm not here to force you.
So, this particular religion, since we can't use not the
Amish.
The Amish. Here we go. I found my notes. It is a type of Agothianism, which is the neutral good religion. One of the neutral good religions. This particular sect is called Green Agothianism, or Agathianism. Its roots are derived semi from Druidic teachings. Hence why they kind of stick to a little lesser technological dwellings, but yeah.
Okay. I mean, I assume they at least have something, at least not essentially super advanced, like obviously watermill, windmill, nothing too crazy beyond that.
Probably the most technologically advancing is like a tractor.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. To plow the fields easier, to harvest.
Yeah, so that would be more Mennonites. Or Mennonites.
Alright, well, if you all are going to talk to the farm folk, I'm going to go into the center. If anybody wants to join me, I can't lift anybody, but if Alex, you want to hitch a ride, it shouldn't take too long. It didn't take me that long to fly over there.
You could walk across the bridge.
Yes, you could also walk across the bridge.
The DM says, stepping back into the forest.
Yeah, I'll walk into town and see if I can figure out what we.
Why the fuck is this bush talking to us?
I'll go with Khurtin.
Okay.
Khurtin, what'd you say you were doing?
I'm gonna go into town with Ivan, and we're gonna get lodging in order for the night, because I guess we're probably not gonna be able to move, at least for the day.
Okay.
Smart.
As you start to walk on down the road, plenty of people out in the fields. The fields do not look super healthy.
Ooh,
that's probably from the eternal night.
yeah, does it look like they're just not growing up, or they're blighted?
Doesn't look like they're blighted. It looks like, lack
of sunlight.
Lack of sunlight, yeah.
Yeah, so they just look small for the season.
Yeah.
It's not high by the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Storm.
Yes.
So did scouting, and then talking, and then more talking, and etc. give the engine any more of a chance to cool down?
I'm assuming you guys just started talking and scouting.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Well,
Didn't we? Yeah,
well, I flew off.
Oh.
Came back, reported.
Came back, reported.
Which
I told you it
took,
looked,
like,
I told you it took a little. It looked a little like cooled down.
Yeah. Well,
What was
I asked
our-
that before he left, and then he left, and then came back, and then
okay.
we were talking about the Amish, and then etc.
Let me roll.
the Blomish.
Okay.
It's a few minutes.
Well, you gotta remember, he's not flying at full speed. He'd be taking his time. So Jack probably took maybe 20 to 40 minutes, looking around.
I would say around this time, it's still a little warm to the touch,
But nothing too crazy.
but it's not gonna burn the shit out of you.
Alright. I'm gonna try and shove it back in. Anybody wanna be next pair of hands?
I'll help her,
I'll help too.
since I was the root of the problem.
Let me see here.
You just exacerbated. You weren't the root.
How am I gonna have you
Driving
guys?
through the barrier.
These are watering cans problem.
How am I gonna have you guys
Engineering check.
reassemble? Intelligence.
I was
Intelligence.
gonna say engineering, but
Can I
okay.
use craft mechanical?
Can I use craft mechanical?
Can I use craft motorcycle modification?
Not a motorcycle.
Shut up! It's an engine.
It has a few less cylinders than a motorcycle. I'm gonna have Jack. I'm gonna have you roll intelligence. I'll have the
Oh,
other
boy.
part of you do
This is
the
fine.
mechanical.
9. Yikes!
999.
This thing ain't a bike.
This is my good
Nat
stuff.
20.
Wow.
Oh!
Wow, blow me out of the water.
Try not to fuck this up for us. Please don't be.
Oh!
30.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
I'm good at this, damn it.
29, 30, and a 9. I did not help.
Yeah, Simon, this is just like playing with a Rubik's Cube. You get the little cylinder back into its central spot, and you kind of push it back in. You get the feeling that it should automatically just kind of slide on in there, but you're kind of having to give it kind of a push down. Mm-hmm. You physically shove the rods that kind of popped out, the cooling rods, back down into the engine. It takes a little bit of elbow work. Alex, you are assisting with this. And let me see.
I think we're going to need to bend that back into place. I think you're going to need to hold that in that.
Yeah,
yes.
I
Hold it
only
to
have
the
so many
side.
hands.
It's not supposed to be brushing against that. Just.
I love it.
What?
All right. And with a little bit of elbow work, you get the engine closed up.
Let's not turn it on.
Yeah, no. I, slowly take my hands off of it. It's not trying to pop back up or anything, is it?
No.
Okay.
It finally chilled out.
Clink.
Just gonna leave it there. Just gonna
Let's
slowly close the lid.
let's do. I'm going to attempt to do what one might in the real world call a Back to the Future maneuver. I try to find something that we can push this behind to hide it.
I think we already did that.
Yeah,
It's,
you already
off
did
the
that.
road
You did?
behind some
Okay.
bushes right now, with some branches on top of it.
Lightly obscured.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the default is black, so it's not too bad.
I mean, it's eternal. It's quote-unquote eternal night in here as far as we know, so it actually kind of blends in a little bit better.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. What's our story? Our cover story.
To the locals?
Yes.
Our
We're-
car
Good
broke
straight
down.
I mean, we're here to find somebody. They hired us as detectives. We just don't mention the time bubble barrier.
Yeah, I suppose. For now. Well, I suppose we could also ask what the hell's been going on.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely mention it.
Outside of that, obviously, points to Simon's sword. We gotta figure out where this undead problem is coming from.
Yeah,
is that
I'm
what
worried
that means?
about that. I mean, the last vault we found had a vampire in it. Luckily friendly. Still had to fight them.
Yes.
But you know, the whole Anatar thing and the prophecy and the both rising from the dead thing supposed to be happening, and there's that other guy, like the
Alus.
Yeah, that one. The vampire king. Like, he seems like the kind of guy who could make a giant dome of knights that Anatar couldn't break through. Is anybody else thinking that? Because I've been thinking that.
Oh no.
Like, since we got in here and it was nighttime, that's what I've been thinking. He's like, what else could possibly stop Anatar's solar death beams?
So we also need to be prepared for the idea that everyone in this village is a vampire.
Great. So we need silver weapons.
Amish.
Oh my god. Wait, hold on a minute. What ability did I choose for my fucking sword?
Oh, no! We just stumbled into the children of the corn!
Yeah, behind the computer, right now, Storm is furiously shuffling through his notes. Damn it! Scrap everything I was doing before. The vampire Amish now.
With my army of the undead, I shall build barns at a miraculous speed.
Okay, I don't actually have anything that does really much of anything to
This is almost this is almost as weird as the time that Sherlock Holmes fought Amish ninjas. That's a real thing in one of his stories. Amish ninja assassin.
Oh, God. Oh, why the hell didn't Granada do the version of that? Oh, fuck. Oh, the path's not taken. Anyways. Alright.
Also, there, I highlighted where the Justice Archon is.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
If the Sherlock Holmes... Does an equivalent of the Sherlock Holmes novels exist?
Oh, god damn it. There was something for undead. Son of a whore.
That means there would...
It is.
I might have read a fictionalized version of these people that portrayed them as all being masters of martial arts.
So, Gypsy, the book series in questions is actually a pulp hero series called Skull and Bones. He's a vigilante detective who uses illusions.
Star, I can't believe you stole from the idea of the book Amish Vampires in Space.
I cannot believe you plagiarized such a iconic story.
Okay, this is
all right.
Like, this Khurtin again.
Khurtin and Ivan, you guys continue on through town. You begin to make your way towards. Let me see here. Yeah, you begin to make your way towards the city or town center.
There we go.
Kind of lively. You got people wandering around, tending to horses, cleaning up. Let me see here. Cleaning up just the horse shit that's all over the roads. Repairing windows, just kind of helping each other out.
So they're generally business as normal.
Oh yeah, and it's not just like humans and whatnot. There are the dwarf folk, the Gemma. There's a couple Atlans you see, not too many.
Well,
see, one or two.
Aren't we looking for an Atlan?
Yeah.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do they look tired as they've been up multiple days, or?
No.
Okay.
Also, don't.
They look a little. They look a little pale.
He's a twin. He's gonna look like our client.
Who's crunching in the background?
No, be me sorry.
You do remember that the Atlan... Who remembers the name of the Atlan you're looking for?
His last name is Brooke. Brooks.
Yeah, I remember his last name is Brooke.
Had something to do with
Hold on, I think I have it in my notes.
I'm gonna test you people right now.
That's not it. Sawin.
Yeah!
I wrote it down. I just had to scroll up for it.
And what physical feature did he have that would make him stick out?
I don't remember. I just wrote down Atlan. We are looking.
Something about the military.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
He was a military boy.
Oh,
Didn't he, like, lose an arm or something?
There
Or
you
a
go.
leg?
Yeah, he lost his entire right arm.
Alrighty.
Okay, I guess we're.
I vaguely remembered he'd lost a limb. I just couldn't remember which one it was.
Halloween.
Salween. Nevo.
Oh, I was about to ask if that woman had given us anything that was physical of his.
No, she did not give you anything. She gave you a physical description of him.
Okay. Never mind then.
I'm just glad we found this place.
See, I told you I wasn't going crazy when I saw this place on the map.
Nevo, you're joining them?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of
Yeah, I'm going to join the crew in the town.
Well, I thought you were going.
Let me know how long it took us. When a certain amount of time for us to have worked on the car has passed.
I would say it took you a good 30 minutes trying to shove everything, because there was like no power to any of these parts that should be obviously moving.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys head on into town. What in particular are you going to look for? Khurtin, you said you were looking for an inn or a place?
Yes, just some kind of lodging.
Perception.
As Khurtin is doing that, I got to look for Sawin.
Yeah.
8. And then Ivan, roll perception.
Oh, okay. Or Storm, sorry. I don't know why I keep doing that.
And another
That's why I keep
one.
saying add one to the counter.
I know. I'm trying to stop doing that.
14,
Alright.
not bad. Sure. I'll see if I can help Khurtin look for lodging, but
I mean,
can I just roll 2?
I'm more looking for something.
Yeah, go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, one to help Khurtin, the second one to keep an eye out for our...
Actually, choose one. Choose one. You're going to be helping
I guess
one person or the other.
I'll look for our clientele. 13.
Okay. You guys kind of wandering on through town. You don't see anybody who fits that description at all. And Khurtin, as you are meandering around, there are barely any houses that are like... There are only like a handful of houses that are like 2-story. There's a lot of like little family houses and everything. You cannot find like a tavern, or not a tavern, like an inn or anything to save your life.
Might be best off the trip.
Asking around, if not trying to camp.
You know what? As we're walking around, I'll probably get the attention of like some random person. Excuse me.
Hi there, Jimbo. How can I help you today?
Hold on. Oh, fucking A. God damn it, Storm. That caught me so off guard, thank you. I needed that laugh.
How can I help? How can I help you on this blessed Lord's Day? ... Mentally, right. I'm looking... Me and my friends are looking for a Atlan man by the name of Salween Brook. Lives in this town. Should be military man missing a right arm.
military veteran with your right arm.
The gloomy feller, yeah. He lives on the outskirts of town.
What?
Just right across the river.
What color?
Gloomy.
Over here?
Yeah. You got actually, yeah, you just hit it right on there.
Ah, okay. Thank you very much.
No problem. Tell ya, and he tips his straw hat to you.
What a nice man.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I guess me and Ivan will go find our clientele. Just be like, you walk across the bridge, I fly across the river, like the lazy shit I am.
Father, look! It's an angel! No, it's just a winged man.
I'll drag myself over there.
Alright, you come across a small, looks like a little cottage.
It's a bird. It's a man. No, it's an Affine.
Do I see, like, through the windows, like, any, like, I would assume at least, like, candlelight?
Oh, yeah.
Because obviously they don't have electricity, or if they do, it's, like, very little.
Roll me a perception check. Let's see what you see inside.
Perception.
What's going on?
I'm looking inside the house to see if I notice anything.
I guess I'll do that too.
That's right, because you were helping him trying to find Salween, so I'll allow it.
Yeah, you and I are together. Khurtin and...
No.
Oof. I guess Nevo are looking for lodging.
Ivan, this place smells like manure. Just, it's just so bad.
No, Ivan is just having flashbacks at the moment.
I hope there's not a bear that pops out of here.
No, to something else.
Jack, you
What do I see?
You do see someone inside. It looks like they're sitting at a desk. Let me see what they are doing. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, you see a one-armed individual sitting at a desk. He's got his head down over, and it looks like he's trying to write. Looks like he's having a little bit of trouble, though.
Okay. Well, I know that he's occupied, that I'm probably gonna interrupt him, but I'm still gonna just get his attention by knocking at the door. Just tunk, tunk, tunk. Gently.
You hear a chair move back. And... Oh, what was that, Dragon?
None.
Okay.
No, I'm just having a little bit of technical difficulties at the moment.
Okay. And you see the door crack open just a peek. And you see a rather thin-looking Atlantean man kind of peek on out at you.
Mr. Salween Brook?
Yes.
Good. My name is Jack Hyperion. This is Ivan Rovanof. We've been contracted by your sister to come find you. To make sure you're okay.
My sister. And the moment you say that, you see his eyes just go big. And our door swings open, and he grabs you by the shoulder and pulls you in.
Just yanks me inside or into a hug?
Inside, like into his house. You said sister.
Yes.
I have a sister.
Yes.
Yes, you do. Her name is Peace.
Yes. Peacebrook. I think.
I think it was Brooks. I don't remember.
Peace Brooks, yes.
You see him go on over to his desk, pull open a drawer that is filled with letters, and you see him pull one out. Peace.
Yes. Yeah. Her.
What is it
Here.
good for?
I'll have my hand out and ask if I can look at them.
Yeah, just look at one for a moment. Because I assume we saw her sign the paperwork, so we might get we probably know what her penmanship looks like.
He hands off a letter to you.
I will
Okay.
look at it.
Yeah, it looks like Peace's handwriting. She talks about her day. She has a reminder on there that if he needs anything, do not be afraid to contact her. Down below, she talks about a dream where she was on a flying bicycle.
Okay.
You remember that was one of the things she was doing, was telling her about her dreams.
Right.
I have a theory about something, and I'd like to test it out. Could you answer me a quick question?
And he nods his head.
What did you do before you were in this village?
I was in the military.
Interesting.
I tended to the war horses.
Interesting.
Yes, she told us the same.
Oh, hold on.
You said I have a sister.
Yes, I
was
did.
not done, but okay.
Go on, Ivan.
Could you tell me what platoon you were in?
You see him kind of think for a second. 32nd.
Interesting. Because when I looked into the records, I looked at the records of the military platoon. I saw other people there, but there was a completely blank space where there was someone else.
As if your file was removed, Jack.
No, not as if it was removed. It was literally blank paper. It was as if nothing was written.
Rubs his chin.
At least part of my theory is confirmed. Or, at least part of my theory is denied. I was worried that maybe that he might have blank memories on being in the military.
I have been sitting here for a month trying to figure out where the hell these letters have been coming from.
They've been coming from... name escapes me, city. Sanrea. They've been coming from Sanrea, where she's...
Hold on, wait. I have another thing I want to ask you.
been living.
Question. Could you tell me what day it is?
I think it's Thursday, I believe.
Yeah, what is today's date?
Hold on, I'm asking him what date it is.
Yeah, he's telling you it's Thursday. Let me see. I don't have the exact date.
I want to see if he's like, if time is actually moving here is the thing, or if he thinks it's like the same.
Well, he actually
like the same day.
He actually says today's date.
Okay. I want to make sure about that. So obviously this place is still like recording time somehow.
I'm gonna ask you a very odd question. How long has it been evening?
What do you mean?
From what refers to outside. I mean, most of the villagers that we saw were a little bit more pale than normal.
I mean,
do you all still get sunlight? Or, I mean, the crops don't seem to be doing well.
you see him just kind of give you this look like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like, well, the crops just aren't really doing all that well right now. It's from
not getting enough water, sunlight.
Couldn't tell you, really. I'm not really a farmer myself, I'm afraid.
I figured you might have some idea. I mean, you tend to, I assume, horses out here?
Yes. Yes, I am.
You most likely have brought some horses to the farmers in the area, yes?
I mean, yes. Yes.
And you haven't noticed anything strange?
I mean, other than the fact that I have an entire drawer filled with somebody's letters who turns out to be my sister.
Twin sister, keep in mind.
My twin sister?
Yes.
Who did you say you all were again?
I am Jack Hyperion.
Ivan Boris Rovanof.
We were paid by your sister to come find you and see how you were doing.
And you see him just kind of look down at his pile of letters. He just looks so befuddled. A few months ago, I started having these dreams about someone, and I never knew who she was. I could never figure out who the hell she was.
I want to test something. When he's done speaking, I want to try this.
And I knew it had to do something with these letters. I didn't know whether or not that was like a girlfriend. I had forgotten about her. I don't. Go on, Ivan.
When he's done speaking, I want to try something. I'm going to pull, like not unsheath, but I'm going to like unstrap Galador for myself, and I'm going to ask him, could you hold this for me for a second?
He just kind of looks at you sideways and just kind of awkwardly takes it from you.
Are you sure you don't remember anything about her as Ivan has him hold the sword?
Ooh, good theory. Good theory.
It's like a thought that doesn't stay in your head.
Okay, I guess I'll take the sword back. I thought maybe the sword might, since it was blocking the information, or since it was blocking the effect for us, I thought maybe if he was holding the sword, it might block it for him.
I have a theory that it's bound to us exclusively.
Yeah, but it's still not bad to experiment.
Yeah, definitely not a bad thing. Was worth a shot, at least.
It was a pretty good theory.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but I wasn't sure whether or not to follow through.
No, my idea bust.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't think anything in terms of my magic will do much of anything either. Afraid we're at a slight bit of an impasse. Well, Mr. Brooks, I'm not exactly sure what you want us to do about your situation regarding your memories about your own family.
Well, let me check something about my spare time.
But
Are you able to take me to her?
just as like, thinks for a moment.
Our car is currently out of commission.
Once we get our vehicle fixed, we can probably take you to her, yes, but at the moment, not in the present.
Can you believe it's going to be this easy? Mission accomplished. Just getting it out real quick.
What the hell happened? You said that your vehicle broke down?
It was a weird sort of instance that happened when we entered the far perimeter of the town.
Well, you're gonna have a hell of a time finding a mechanic around here.
Hey, wait.
It's not your average vehicle.
Hold on. Question. Why am I blanking on names? Does Jack still have the roadmap?
Yes. He probably would have brought it with him. Because he was taking notes of... Yeah. I'll roll the map for him onto, like, the table and just show it to him. Does this map look familiar?
My bigger question. Is there still a blank spot on it?
Roll me a sense motive. Real quick.
Okay.
Oh boy.
As you guys are kind of looking down at your map...
Here we go.
21.
21. 16. As you roll out this map right in front of him, and you guys kind of lean on over, ask him if there's anything on there he recognizes. He almost looks like he zones out for a second as he's looking down on it. It's like...
I kind of snap my fingers to see if there's any response.
Yeah, it's a roadmap to the town.
Yes, from San Rhea.
Where's that at?
Points.
Kind of cocks his head.
Over here.
Kind of cocks his head to the side. Where is it?
Points exactly where I know it is. Right here.
You need to get a better map. Yours isn't marked.
What?
We can't see anything outside the bubble.
Yeah, I want to check something about one of my...
Hold on a minute. I'm gonna try to point out where the road markers that she pointed out were on the areas. Well, do you recognize this area?
Never been there before in my life.
Was pointing at like the area where the black colored barn was.
Yeah.
This points where the rock bunny loaf was.
He just shrugs.
Okay, that confirms my suspicions. He rolls up the map.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about. What happened if we brought out the map?
Okay, that is a very good amount of interesting information that you've given us, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, wait. I just want to make
rubs his head.
I just want to make sure of something. Did he not see... Was it just that he didn't see San Rhea, or was it just that the map that he saw was just like this area?
It looked like he wasn't seeing anything outside of his little town.
Blob. Yeah, because I pointed out the little road markers on the way, and he said nope. That she always passed by when visiting him in the past, so... Okay. Which means something's causing it.
We need to look for a well now.
I don't think it's gonna be a well. I think it's gonna be something else.
I was making a joke.
I mean, to be fair, there could be a shadow vault here and we have no fucking clue. Above game.
Waiting for a shadow vault to be in the grain silo.
Right? This fucking point. Wouldn't be surprised if it's like in the river or in the lake over there. Or in the smack dab center of fucking town.
Ivan will kind of look at Jack, like, ask basically what's kind of a look like, I think we're done here.
Yeah, I'll give you the same look like, yeah, this is going nowhere.
Okay, so Ivan will look up at Selwyn and just go, I believe that's all we have right now. We might be back later.
You can take me to her, right? So
yes, not at the moment. Once we get our ride fixed.
Okay.
Not sure how long it's going to be.
It's a specialty car.
Yes.
Well, if you're needing a place to stay, my humble abode doesn't have much room, but you're more than welcome to sleep out on the front lawn if you have any tents.
I
don't
actually came with tents.
Do we?
I know it came with vegetables, but that's it.
The Justicar can make shelter if we get it working well enough.
Sadly, we don't have any inns or anything in town.
Yeah, I figured.
Our largest buildings are the barns and the grain mills.
Is there any place we can like purchase materials to like maybe build our own tents? Because I don't think any of us have any.
Let me see.
We do have a store in town.
Ooh, where is that located? Pulls out, like, asks for general location instead of just pulling out the map.
Boo.
Oh, this shack right here, the odd-colored one?
Yeah.
Okay. Jack will take it, like, write that down in, like, his little pocket journal. Alright. Ivan, why don't you go meet up with Alex and Simon, and I'll grab Khurtin and Nevo while I'm in town.
He nods and starts running towards the,
and he's gonna fly back across the river, tracking down the other two. I thought you were gonna go to...
I
thought you were gonna go here. I was gonna go over here.
Oh, okay.
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Jack, as you begin to spread your wings and right before you take on off, Solween kind of looks at you. Don't forget about me, okay?
Trust me, we won't. That is a promise.
Alright.
A Hyperion promise.
I don't know what that means. Oh, wait, your last name.
It's a sort of phrase my father usually says, making a deal. Sort of gets a little distant at that. Be like, God damn it, I am slowly becoming dad. God fucking damn it.
Language.
In his head, mentally. No, he doesn't say it out loud. Mentally, he's swearing at himself before he flies like a bat out of hell to go find. Probably seeing Ivan going towards the bridge down the road. He's like, well, I guess he's going over there. I guess I'll go find the two by the car.
All right.
Or wherever.
And as you...
whenever...
Oh, go on.
I was just gonna say, whenever Ivan gets there, he will let Khurtin and Nevo know.
Oh yeah, I'd get probably pretty burned out while trying to find
And I
them
will
and having
also tell
absolutely
him
no
about
success.
the store location where we could buy tents.
Yeah, I'll ping it again. That shop. Jack would be like, all right, go there, grab the two, grab maybe some leathers to act as tents, and or if they actually have tents, just buy those. Be like the group tents we'll shove in the trunk for later if we have to ever camp out again.
Yeah, there. I marked it at store.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Actually, I'm gonna do a marker myself.
What I'm gonna do, I'll divide this up just a little bit. So, Ivan, you were heading back to Khurtin and Nevo.
There we go. Sal. For Salween up there.
Okay. And then, Jack, were you heading towards the store first, or back to...
He was heading towards Alex first.
Yeah, I seen that. Ivan was going towards the bridge. He's like, oh, well, as he was taking off, he's like, oh, well, I guess I'll go to the other two. He was heading in that direction, then just veered the other direction.
I just imagine that me and Khurtin could hit the store since we're closer.
Okay.
Yeah. And he'll make a landing near the car and just walk up. Alright, we got good news and bad news.
Mm-hmm. So do we.
Okay. Good news is he's alive and at least well.
Alright.
Bad news, he does not remember he has a sister or anything outside the village.
Did you remind him, or...?
Yes. He was surprised that he even had a sister, a twin sister. Okay. I essentially...
Bad surprised.
Good surprise. Like, he was trying to figure out, like, you remember those letters she was sending him?
Yeah.
He had no idea where they were coming from or who she was. He thought she was some, like, old girlfriend or whatever. But I told him and he was super surprised. It doesn't seem that they're aware of the barrier at all.
Okay.
Like, as if nothing in here changes from out there, points to the edge that, like, towards where the barrier was that they came through. And the townsfolk don't seem none the wiser either, other than obviously they know that the crops aren't doing well. Other than that, people are obviously a little bit more pale, but I'm not sure if they're vampires or not. Salween himself seemed normal. Sal actually also offered us a plate, technically some lodging on his front lawn if we get tents from a store in town.
Alright.
Or at least things to make tents. So I had Ivan go get the other two and see if he can get some supplies. Maybe they might have something that might help us refers to the car with this. Otherwise, they don't... according to Salween, he does not seem to know anything outside of the town. There's... to them, they don't see anything outside of here, and to us, outside of this place, we don't see into here. That has been me and Ivan's discoveries, and it doesn't seem like our swords, by proxies, give him any sort of resistances either. Ivan gave Sal his sword briefly, see if it worked, and didn't. So, tested a theory I wanted to try when we got here to see if it worked, but it seems our swords are bound to us only.
Yeah, chosen one shit.
Yes. But other than that, that's all the information we got. So, how about you guys? Any updates?
Well, we got the engine put back together.
Well, that's good. I sort of left after realizing I couldn't really help too much. I would just be in the way.
It's fine.
It was not a very... It was not a very clean put together, but we did manage it.
Yeah.
I see.
And the bad news is we'd rather really not turn it back on right now.
Is it still cooling down, or is it just trying to make sure that it doesn't blow up in our faces?
Yeah, the latter.
Maybe a little of both.
Okay, well, once we get it reassembled in the chassis, I suppose maybe at the earliest tomorrow we can try to start her up.
Yeah, maybe. Give it another...
Perhaps if we're ready to leave this place already.
I mean, we technically got what we wanted.
Oh, yeah, but...
There's I feel like we should expand the scope of our mission now. I would like to know what it is Anatar's interested in here. And the nature of the magic happening.
Like 90% sure it's another shard. Which, again, the ones we have are in the trunk. So...
Yes, I am very well aware we have those with us, which is dangerous because he's literally knocking at their doorstep. But I also have... Unless if he tries to slam his way in, but if he doesn't figure that out, then we're fine for the time being. But the secondary option besides a shard is... What else would cause this but a shadow vault, for fuck's sake?
Yeah, no, that's definitely probably what's going on. Maybe
Like,
also Ali's thing.
We knew that farmer back out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere by the prison had... We didn't mention it to him, nor did he seem aware that below his home, below that well, was a goddamn vault.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like the way shadow vaults work or whatever, like, is sort of...
They're supposed to be hidden.
Yeah, but like in the same way that this entire place is hidden, and our swords negate that, so maybe it'll be super easy to find, and we'll be the only ones who can see it. That'd be cool.
Well, let's hope that's the case. I'm going to do another aerial search, but very thorough this time, to see if I can find any openings in like the below the waters in the river or in the lake near the other side of the town.
Yeah,
See if I can find anything.
Another thing to think about is if the shadow vault is causing this sort of gesture in a big circle indicating the barrier thing, like maybe it's directly in the middle?
That's a good possibility. I can look around. As I said, I'm going to be doing a thorough search, at least up and down the river. I don't think it'll be anywhere in the forest, but I'll double check those as well. And I highly doubt it's in the town, but I will look just in case.
Yeah, I mean, maybe going in a straight line to the normal of the curve of the barrier would be a good place to start.
Alright, I'll start out in the outskirts and work my way in. Will probably take a couple hours.
No,
Actually,
the normal would be parallel to the... Never mind.
Well, to increase my speed, he just takes off his overcoat, which has his armor, like, sort of like somewhat sewn into it, like his red jacket, and he just pulls it off and just tosses it in the trunk lightly, so that way he has his full... Wait, hold on a minute. I need to double check what are Nafine's like base, like fly speed.
I think
outside.
yours is 20.
Oh, so even with the armor taken off, I think it doesn't do anything.
Maybe. I'll double check it at some point.
I'll have to look at. You know what? If you say it's 20, I'll believe it because that's what I've always had it as. So, whatever. So, well, he just then remembers. Oh right, my flight speed is reduced anyways. He just slips back on the jacket. But I suppose I have something that can make this a lot faster, and because he can do this on himself, because he's a smart bastard, he's gonna do haste with improved haste.
All right. So,
and spend a spell point to make it last without, having to make a concentration.
All right. So give me.
We'll remove 2 spell points.
So give me 1 second.
Remember, Venom, if you really want to do things right, cast True Strike on yourself.
So, Jack, as you take off with your enhanced flying speed, I'm going to zip over the Nevo real quick.
Okay, that's fine.
Nevo, as you are milling around with Ivan and Khurtin, previously just kind of worn out all your options, trying to look for an inn, you notice Buddy kind of a little ways away from you, just kind of nipping at the air, like he's trying to catch something.
Oh no, the cicadas are back.
Roll me a perception check real quick.
Alrighty then. Found these cicadas, so I'll ruin our crops.
Yeah, that seems about right.
God dang. Nothing gets by Nevo. It looks like he's nipping at a little animal that's fluttering around his head.
Can you repeat that?
It looks like he's nipping at some little animal that's fluttering around his head. As you kind of get on a little closer to see what it is, he kind of bites down on it and looks over at you. He's like, "Hi, Daddy."
Does he like spit it out or something?
Do you tell him to?
Sure.
Yeah. You see, he spits out a little winged animal. He spits out a bat at your feet.
Well, that wasn't the animal I was thinking of, but I'll add it to my collection, I guess.
You just pocket a bat.
Is it still alive?
It's still alive.
No. Oh, okay. Well,
We're gonna need to get Nevo some raping shots.
And as you pick this thing up and begin to just casually put it in your pocket, with that perception check, you begin to hear little chirping noises up above you.
Okay, look up.
As you see the sky just freckled black with swarms of bats beginning to circle up above, as you see Jack take off into the air, and they all begin to charge towards him. And that is where we're going to call it for tonight.
oh, come on!
Half. Well, rip Jack. Actually, wait, they may not be able to keep up with me.
Yeah.
Jack, man.
There's actually something.
So my base speed is increased by 20 because it's 10 plus an additional 10 per 5 caster levels.
Nevo, go ahead and put a live bat in your pocket. Or, yeah, Nevo.
Hey, one thing that could be cool, if you give me, if we need shelter, if we each need to find our own shelter for tonight, one cool thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 8 hours to remodify one of my weapons.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just talking about strategy. We don't have to talk. We don't have to put in the episode.
Alright, Here we go.
All right.
5.
Bye, chat. We'll see you
Thanks
next
for
week.
watching. Oh, dang it, that's wrong.
There you go.
Bye, chat. See you next week.